His Excellency Dr. Mohammed of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana and lead head with responsibility for agriculture, agricultural diversification, and food security in the CARICOM Quasi-Cabinet. Honorable Clay Sweden, the Bahamas Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs. Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General of the CARICOM Secretariat. Mr. Joseph Cox, Assistant Secretary General of the CARICOM Secretariat. Dr. Manuel Otero, Director General of the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture. Mr. Mario Lubetkin, the Assistant Director General and Regional Representative for Latin America and the Caribbean for the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. And Mr. Regis Chapman, the Representative and Country Director for the World Food Program. My name is Milagro Matos, and it's my privilege and great pleasure to welcome you to the launch of the 17th Caribbean Week of Agriculture, to be held on the 9th to the 13th of October 2023 in the beautiful country of the Bahamas. Our guest speakers this morning will in some way or the other speak to what CAA 2023 is and its importance to achieving our theme of accelerating Vision 25 by 2025. More simply put, they will explain how the partnerships, the knowledge sharing, the networking, and the cooperation that will take place during the CAA 2023 among producers, buyers, researchers, technical experts, policy and decision makers will support our region's vision of achieving food and nutrition security, increasing sustainable resilient production, increasing investment and competitiveness by the year 2025. Before continuing the program, let me applaud the government of the Bahamas, Minister Sweden, his dedicated team, the CARICOM team, and all those regional partners who have remained committed to making this event a success. Now, without any further holdbacks, let me hand over the floor to our Chief and Captain, Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General of the CARICOM Secretariat, for her opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Milagro. I will take all of the acknowledgements of persons speaking today as our protocol being accepted, and simply say that I extend a warm welcome to this event, which launches the 17th Caribbean Week of Agriculture. Agriculture remains a major pillar of the economies of the member states of our Caribbean community. The Caribbean Week of Agriculture is therefore a flagship community event and a premier activity on the region's agricultural calendar. This year's theme, Accelerating Vision 25 by 2025, underscores our ongoing commitment to food and nutrition security, agricultural development, investment, and innovation. With the 25 by 2025 initiative being officially implemented since 2021, we are now at the halfway point. There have been some key achievements, and the groundwork is being laid for additional successes. This year's Caribbean Week of Agriculture is therefore a pivotal one that will seek to put policy into action to effectively build economic resilience and drive inclusive socioeconomic development of CARICOM. The week's activities have been designed to bring together key regional decision makers from both the public and the private sectors so that stakeholders in agriculture and related sectors can continue to forge a common vision. Technical sessions on animal and plant health, food safety, fisheries, research, innovation, digitization, youth and women, climate change, and trade facilitation will provide critical insights to inform strategies to effectively facilitate the growth of agriculture in the region. Also, the trade show component will showcase agribusinesses and services from small, medium, micro, as well as large enterprises to allow business-to-business engagements and extra-regional trading opportunities. A special meeting of the Quoted Agriculture will be held during the week where ministers will address major policy issues such as increasing agricultural production and trade, agricultural health, and our food safety. The expectation is that engagements from this week will definitively advance the CARICOM priority of food and nutrition security for our region. This virtual launch is the precursor to the first live staging of the Caribbean Week of Agriculture in 6 years. I express the community's gratitude to this year's host, the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and to the institutions and members of the various planning committees for their combined efforts. This collaboration augurs well for the sector. We need all hands on deck to transform our agriculture into a sustainable, productive, competitive, and food secure bloc with healthy, nutritious foods for everyone. We must remain focused on reducing the region's food import bill and on leveraging the agriculture sector to enhance and empower our women and young people and our rural communities. I wish all stakeholders, producers, buyers, government officials, regional institutions, and development partners a very successful week. I look forward to joining you on the 9th of October in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for this year's Caribbean Week of Agriculture. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, SG, for your opening remarks. Now we would like to invite to the floor Dr. Manuel Otero, Director General of AICA.
His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, honorable invitees, allies, and friends of AICA. The Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture is pleased to join the CARICOM Secretariat, FAO, CARDI, and Alliance partners in hosting the Caribbean Week of Agriculture under the theme Accelerating Vision 25 by 2025. I recognize and thank the government of the Bahamas as our host country to this year's CWA, and I am personally grateful to Minister Sweeting for his support in making this happen. I'm also grateful for the continued collaboration with our regional and international partners. Once again, the Caribbean region has another opportunity to build bridges and opportunities with the rest of the world and to forge and foster strategic partnerships so critical for the region at this time. Today, we face unprecedented global challenges and threats to our food systems. From the COVID-19 pandemic, climate-related phenomena to the war in Ukraine have elevated the ICA's work in food and nutrition security to the highest urgency and priority. AICA looks forward to the CARICOM heads of government meetings and the Special Ministerial Task Force and playing our key role in implementing their critical recommendations and game-changing decisions in rural, agriculture, and environmental sectors. As Director General, I rely on proceedings of these high-level meetings to formulate ICA's priorities in region. AICA and my personal commitment to our member states in the region remain strong and unwavering. We continue to support and maintain 14 national delegations with a highly qualified multidisciplinary contingent of technical specialists and staff. ICA's international resource allocation ICA's internal resource allocation to the Caribbean has increased by more than 33% in this year, and our execution of regional technical programs with external resources has increased by more than 250%. 58% in the last 3 years. Our success is not achieved alone. I am grateful to the national authorities, regional agencies, donor agencies, and other strategic partners helping us deliver their success for the Caribbean region. We will strive for more achievements in agribusiness and trade, agriculture health and food safety, export readiness and trade promotion. We know well that the effects of climate adversely and inversely strike this region greater than most. So we are mobilizing efforts to manage production risks and build resilience to climate change. We're implementing our Living Soils initiative in collaboration with World Food Prize laureate Professor Ratan Lal from Ohio State University. Under the scope of this initiative, we have established a water and agriculture network due to the critical importance of this thematic area. Clean seed production and the strengthening of farmer know-how are also areas of major intervention for AICA. AICA continues to develop the rural sector, which is firmly grounded in our founding mandate. We support agrotourism through our newly launched Caribbean Agritourism Network, strengthening farmer, women, and youth organizations, promoting rural connectivity and the bioeconomy as key strategic interventions to revitalize the rural economy. Our leaders of Rurality Initiative recognize individuals who have contributed to significant transformations to the agriculture and rural milieu. I am very proud of our recipient from the Bahamas and face of our Buy Local, Buy Fresh, Buy Bahamian campaign, Mr. Dion Gibson, who is now serving as a special advisor to Minister Sweeting. We are also honoring Gillian Goddard and Rangmopal Rup from Trinidad Tobago and Joelyn Santos from the Dominican Republic. I commend this trailblazing leaders of rurality. We also believe that digital agriculture presents enormous opportunity to increase efficiencies in the agriculture sector and to solve many lingering challenges for smallholders farming in the region. We at ICA are leading the charge on this front, and as an example of this effort, responding to a direct request from the Minister of Agriculture of the region during COVID-19, we have designed 2 digital applications, an agriculture extension application to support remote extension services to farmers, and agriculture trade portal, which will attempt to increase interaction and opportunities for intra-regional trade amongst member states. We are also looking towards the start of several important regional projects in food and nutrition security and sanitary and phytosanitary measures during this year. In addition, the above-mentioned activities are developed in the framework of the Hemispheric Partnership for Food Security and Sustainable Development to continue strengthening a hemispheric partnership aimed at consolidating and systematizing the collective efforts of the governments and civil societies of countries of the Americas for the benefit of food security and sustainable development. October 3 to 5, 2023, AICA will be hosting its 22nd edition of the Inter-American Board of Agriculture meeting, what we normally call the YABA meeting. The YABA is the highest governing body of ICA and is comprised by all the ministers of agriculture of the hemisphere. We look forward to hosting a very successful meeting and charting a vibrant, impactful agriculture and rural development agenda for the coming years. This is a very timely opportunity to align the decisions coming from the YABA with the decisions that will be taken in the Caribbean Week of Agriculture taking place 1 week later. I encourage all interested stakeholders to register early and participate actively in this 17th edition of the Caribbean Week of Agriculture. I also invite you to visit our ICA booth, where we'll be showcasing our new Center for Agriculture of Tomorrow, also called as CIMAG, and our Observatory of Public Policies for Agri-Food Systems. I and our ICA team look forward to welcoming you at CWA 2023 in the Bahamas, October 9 to 13. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Otorio. I think similarly to the SG, you mentioned the importance of forging and aligning strategic partnerships. And we hope that the YABA is very successful and that indeed it can feed from the decisions made at the CWA. I am very excited about the Youth Center of Agriculture, and I will definitely be stopping at the booth. And thank you very much for encouraging everybody to register early. I also make that call, register early, make sure that you are able to benefit from all the knowledge that will be shared during that week. Thank you, Dr. Otorio. We will now like to call to the floor Mr. Mario Lubetkin, the Assistant Director General and Regional Representative for FAO.
Thanks, moderator. His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Honorable Clay Sweeting, Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs of Bahamas, Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General of CARICOM, and other colleagues of CARICOM, my friend Manuel Otero, Secretary General of ICA, my colleague Regis Chapman of WP, Excellencies, Representative of CARICOM, Member State, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to take part of this 17th Caribbean Week of Agriculture. FAO is grateful for the opportunity to be here with you today. The world is currently facing uncertain and challenging times, particularly regarding the future of our agri-food system. We acknowledge the Caribbean agri-food sector is facing an unprecedented time. The impact of recent multiple external shocks continue reverberating and is affecting Caribbean people, livelihood, and economies. According to the last State of Food Security and Nutrition on the World, called SOFI 2023, while some regions have reduced hunger, the Caribbean is the region where recovery is the slowest and hunger was continued to rise. On average, hunger in Latin America and the Caribbean decreased from 7.0% in 2021 to 6.5% in 2022. This is a decrease of 2.4 million people facing hunger. However, 7.2 million more people are still facing hunger compared to 2019 before COVID. South America mainly drove the decline, while the Caribbean experienced an increase from 14.7% in 2021 to 16.3% in 2022. The Caribbean was the region most affected by food insecurity. In this regard, FAO was working closely with CARICOM members to address food and agricultural challenge and promote growth and resilience. FAO recognized CARICOM's extraordinary effort to implement the agri-food system strategy in member states to reduce the Caribbean's large food imports bill by 25% in 2025. We have worked together in mechanisms to analyze the role of trade policy in promoting food and nutrition security to design evidence-based policy. We have strengthened our political dialogue with President and Minister of the Caribbean countries. I had the opportunity to address the critical issue of food security at the 17th special meeting of the Council for Foreign and Community Relations, COFCOR, in Nassau in February 2023. We have also taken steps to reinforce the Caribbean involvement in different consultation process for FIO government bodies. Your contribution to FIO governmental bodies are crucial, especially with the upcoming regional conference of FIO in Guyana next March 2024. Caribbean countries are actively participating in GRULAC meetings to communicate their requirements and work priorities to the organization. Furthermore, FIO has committed to providing technical support to update the CELAC plan for food security, nutrition, and hunger, which was a result of the last CELAC's declaration in Buenos Aires. This plan will support setting goals for addressing hunger and malnutrition challenge in the region. The current pro tempore presidency of CELAC, held by San Vicente and the Grenadines, has played an important role in leading this effort successfully. On the other hand, a recent ministerial meeting of small island developing states, least developing countries, and landlocked developing countries on the transformation of agri-food system called upon FIO to scale up action to meet the SDG target and the four betters: better production, better nutrition, better environment, and finally, better life. We know smallholders in the Caribbean face a major challenge of low productivity. As a result, we found low yields, weak market integration, production fragmentation, low incomes, food insecurity, and widespread poverty. And climate change and land degradation have become a significant problem in many Caribbean countries due to population pressure, soil erosion, water scarcity, and the breakdown of traditional soil fertility system exacerbating the region's challenge. Our attendance at this 17th session of the Caribbean Week of Agriculture demonstrated our commitment to being a reliable and supportive partner for the Caribbean in the effort to improve agri-food system in order to adopt innovation solutions to address persistent challenge to the productivity and competitiveness of value chains, build community and national resilience, including investing in climate change adaptation, and better monitoring and target vulnerable populations to ensure no one is left behind. By working together with a shared commitment and forming strong partnership, we can create a prosperous and fair future for all of us. Let's keep fighting against hunger and malnutrition. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mario. I would like to echo the last statement. No one left behind. And yes, we can, because it has to be together that we're going to be able to achieve the resilience and the growth that is needed for us to be able to achieve our goals. Thank you very much, Mr. Mario. And now I would like to move into our third opening remarks that will be done by Mr. Regis Chapman, the representative and country director of the World Food Program. Unfortunately, he will not be able to present his opening remarks live, but we have his video recording.
His Excellency, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, the Honorable Philip Edward Davis, Prime Minister of the Bahamas, Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General of CARICOM, Joseph Cox, Assistant Secretary General of CARICOM, Mr. Mario Lubetkin, Assistant Director General and Regional Representative for Latin America and the Caribbean of the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, and Dr. Manuel Otero, Director General of the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, or ICA. It's a pleasure to be here with you, representing the World Food Programme's Multi-Country Office for the Caribbean, which covers the English and Dutch-speaking Caribbean. And it's great to be here on another Caribbean Week of Agriculture. This year, it's particularly important given the current food security situation. We currently estimate that there's some 3.7 million food insecure people in the English-speaking Caribbean as of May 2023, compared to only 1.7 million just at the start of the pandemic in April 2020. We're seeing food insecurity rise for a number of reasons linked to the early days of COVID-19 mitigation measures, and more recently, the impact of the war in Ukraine, global food price and energy price crisis. And the Caribbean Week of Agriculture is extremely important for the region. It's a great platform to really advocate for the vision of 25 by 2025, collaborating with stakeholders across the entire value chain. Now, at the WFP Caribbean Multi-Country Office, we're in technical discussions with a number of partners from the CARICOM Secretariat to national governments, and we're looking forward to the action steps that will emerge from this year's Caribbean Week of Agriculture. WFP commits to ongoing support for CARICOM, the Vision 25 by 25, and Caribbean food security. We look forward to strengthening food systems through our expertise in supply chain management and food system strengthening, which, coupled with our work in strengthening social protection and disaster management systems, can bolster the 25 by 25 initiative.
Yes, for giving us those opening remarks. And again, on behalf of the Secretariat, we thank you very much for supporting us to be able to achieve this event. We will now move on to the overview of CWA that will be provided to us by Mr. Joseph Cox, the Assistant Secretary General of the CARICOM Secretariat.
Thank you very much, bro. His Excellency, Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Honorable Clay Sweeting, Minister of Agriculture of the Bahamas, and other honorable ministers. Of course, Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General of the Caribbean Community, Dr. Manuel Otero, Director General of AICA, Mr. Mario Lupeting, Assistant Director General of FAO, Regis Chapman, of the Country Director for the World Food Programme, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all a pleasant good morning to you. It is my distinct honor to add my words of welcome to this launch of the 17th Caribbean Week of Agriculture, appropriately themed Accelerating Vision 25 by 2025. For me, it is extremely gratifying that we're at the stage where we can officially launch this event, with this being the first time, among others, that the trade show will include a culinary booth to showcase how local products of the region can be integrated into the food system and used to generate local economic returns. In that regard, we are strategically seeking to reintroduce the regional populace to not only indigenous foods and their preparation, but to introduce all the new techniques in preparing and presenting indigenous foods. We have decided to introduce this particular element as we have taken cognizance of the fact that with the cultural penetration occasioned by cable television and social media, entire generations are being socialized into the North American fare while remaining oblivious to the renowned fusion cuisine that is offered in the region. The 17th Caribbean Week of Agriculture, which will be held from October 9th through October 13, 2023, as per usual, is founded upon the establishment of strategic alliances and partnerships involving both the public and private sector and including the international development partner community. In that regard, ladies and gentlemen, the 17th CWA is not a CARICOM Secretariat idea. It is truly a community effort. This year, the CWA will host over 40 technical sessions with a sharing of expert knowledge on topics such as animal health, food safety, plant health, fisheries, agricultural research, innovation, digitization, youth and women in agriculture, climate change, and trade facilitation. These are all key cross-cutting topics which are critical for the effective reduction of the growing food import bill and facilitating the growth of agriculture in the region. The 17th CWA will also see the continuation of a CARICOM Farm of the Year Award and a CARICOM Youth Farm of the Year Award. This as we continue to enhance the visibility of those unsung heroes of agriculture, male or female, who through innovation, stick-to-itiveness, and sheer grit have weathered the vagaries of climate change, bred larceny, varying pest and disease outbreaks, among other challenges, yet continue to produce. Attendees will also be exposed to the exhibitions and virtual booths in some respects of more than 50 exhibitors. Exhibits will cover the main areas of agribusiness from primary production, manufacturing, agritourism, agricultural technology, agricultural education, agricultural retail, and distribution. While the CWA is a platform for the sharing of knowledge and information, it is also a breeding ground for increased interaction, collaboration, promotion, and coordination among all key regional partners, from producers, buyers, support agencies, and partners in development. Interactions which are essential in fostering increased production and investments in food and agriculture for the region. In that regard, we are anticipating the attendance and active participation of hundreds of persons hailing from the private sector, farmers, organizations, academia, the public sector, international organizations, and civil society. To kick off the proceedings on Monday, October 9, there will be a lunchtime conversation webinar starting at 1:30 p.m. titled From Crisis to Opportunity, Reshaping the Food Security Landscape of the Caribbean within the 25 by 2025. The trade show will commence on Tuesday with a mixture of agri-trade booths throughout the halls of the Breezes Hotel. There will be over 40 booths from all across the CARICOM region. The trade show will exhibit regional agricultural produce and technologies with the aim of linking suppliers to buyers, especially to supply the tourism market of the Bahamas. There will indeed be a dedicated business-to-business session to facilitate these interactions. The CWA, as per custom, also hosts a special meeting of the Council for Trade and Economic Development, COTED. This one is for agriculture, where discussions are held on priorities and updates on the Special Ministerial Task Force on Food Production and Food Security, matters related to trade in agricultural products, presentation and discussion of CARICOM regional bodies' work plans, discussions on agricultural health and food safety, grants or suspensions of the common external tariff and certificates under the safeguard mechanism for agricultural products during the 12-month period ended August 2023, the development of the blue economy and regional fishery sector, and discussions on regional value chain development. To avail yourself of these offerings, we urge persons and potential exhibitors to register at our website, which is www.cwa2023.caricom.org, so that you can be part of this transformative experience. At this juncture, we wish to express our sincere thanks to our key partners which have made the week possible. We thank in particular the government of the Bahamas, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, Caribbean Development Bank, the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation and Agriculture, AICA, World Food Program, CARIFORUM, Intellectual Property and Innovation Project, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, Caribbean Agricultural and Research Development Institute, CARDI, Caribbean Agricultural Health and Food Safety Agency, CAFSA, Caribbean Regional Fisheries Mechanism, CRFM, Agricultural Alliance on the Caribbean, and last but by no means least, the CARICOM private sector organization. As I close, we wish to acknowledge and express our profound gratitude to all those who are making this event possible, with special thanks being, of course, accorded to the government and people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for welcoming us to their beautiful country. Our regional institutions and our partners in development who continue to toil selflessly in the vineyard of regionalism, but willing to take on the task of putting this program together. We look forward to seeing you at CWA 2023, and as we continue to be guided by the age-old maxim that individually we go fast, but collectively we go far. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ASG Cox. We are going to have a week filled of events. It's going to be so hectic, so exciting, 40 different seminars, 40 booths, hundreds of people. We're really excited to host this event, and we're looking forward to your participation and everyone coming out to this event. Now we would like to ask the address to be given by Honorable Clay Sweden, the Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs from the Bahamas. He will also be giving his address via video recording.
As the Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs, I am pleased to welcome you to the Bahamas for the Caribbean Week of Agriculture 2023. This annual event serves as a pivotal platform where leaders, experts, and stakeholders from across the Caribbean come together to discuss and address the unique challenges and opportunities in our agricultural sector. I want to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to all participants for their commitment to innovation, sustainability, and the well-being of our agricultural community. Your dedication towards building a resilient and prosperous agricultural industry is truly commendable. Through this week-long event, we aim to enhance collaboration, knowledge sharing, and networking among Caribbean countries. By working together, we can seize the opportunities presented by modern technologies, climate-smart practices, and market-driven approaches to agriculture. During this week, we will have various engaging sessions, panel discussions, and exhibitions that will shed light on key topics such as climate change adaptation, youth involvement in agriculture, women empowerment, and leveraging digital solutions in farming. I encourage all participants to actively engage in these discussions, share your experiences, and learn from one another. Together, we can exchange valuable ideas, strategies, and best practices that will contribute to the growth and development of our agricultural sector. To the organizers, sponsors, and partners who have made this event possible, your support and collaboration are crucial to the success of our shared goals. Let us make the Caribbean Week of Agriculture 2023 a truly transformative experience. I look forward to the outcomes of our deliberations and the collective impact we can create for our region. While you're here, don't forget to enjoy our beautiful landscapes, stunning waters, and most of all, our mouth-watering food. Once you've enjoyed all these things, you'll see why we say it's not only better in the Bahamas, but the food tastes better here too. Thank you, and let us work and grow together towards a prosperous future for Caribbean agriculture.
What a welcoming message from the Honorable Clay Sweden. We will now call to the floor His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative of the Republic of Guyana, for the keynote address. Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. First of all, allow me to recognize Dr. Carla Barnett, our Secretary General, and all the other distinguished personalities joining us this morning in this very, very significant moment where failure is not an option. It is a pleasure to see that Caribbean Week of Agriculture is back as a premier event on the agriculture calendar in the Caribbean region. I wish to thank the organizing agencies of ICA, CARICOM, FAO, and CARDI for keeping agriculture on the front burner as we accelerate the implementation of projects towards Vision 25 by 2025. I urge all key decision makers in the public and the private sector within the region attending CWA 2023 to use this forum as an opportunity to forge the vision of transforming the agri-food system in the region. Transforming our agri-food system requires that we assess and address the challenges and opportunities now confronting the region's agricultural sector. Foremost among those challenges is the need for greater food and nutrition security. Food prices have risen globally, particularly in low and middle-income nations. Increasing energy costs are further pushing these prices up. Climate change possesses a significant and poses a significant threat to food supplies. COVID-19 has disrupted global supply chains, causing food shortages and delivery delays. Additionally, high energy demand and limited supply have resulted in a global energy crisis. The Caribbean has not been insulated from these effects. Every country in this region has experienced the effects of the Caribbean region's vulnerability to external shocks, both from an economic and food and nutrition security perspective. However, events like the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war have provided a useful opportunity for the region to seriously reevaluate its traditional high dependence on imported food and to commit to reducing and reversing the extreme dependence. It is against this backdrop that the regional leaders have been advancing the CARICOM agri-food system agenda and has committed to the aggressive implementation of the 25 by 2025 program to maintain food security in the region. To this end, a special ministerial task force on food production and food security, comprised of the CARICOM member states, was established to not only guide the transformation of the regional agri-food system, but also to work on the implementation of plans and programs in support of that system. Member states have not only committed to a targeted percentage allocation of public spending on food and in the agriculture sector, but also committed to production targets for the identified priority commodities. Recognizing the key role of the private sector, the ministerial task force has partnered with CARICOM private sector organization to identify commodities for concentrated regional policy support, particularly as it relates to import replacement opportunities and in making the business case for investment in these areas. These priority commodities are poultry, corn, meat, soybeans, rice for feed production, meat, beef, pork, and mutton, niche vegetables, and coconut products, among others. The region's ability to produce corn and soybean is of central importance as part of the process of ramping up the production of poultry, which, as you would be aware, is a significant protein source for the regions. As of 2022, as a region, we've achieved 57% of the production target towards reducing the food import bill by 25% by 2025. Over the next 2 years, over 1.4 million metric tons of commodities must be produced to reach the 2025 target. We have the political will, and more importantly, we have the capacity within CARICOM to achieve this and to produce quality food for our people. There are notable areas of success throughout the entire region that has contributed to Vision 25 by 2025. These include the announcement of $100 million support to the region from the government of the United States of America, which includes support for the region's food security efforts, launch of a spice development program in Jamaica, development of a national shade house project initiative in Trinidad and Tobago, an increase of 5% in local agricultural production, along with a major domestic food security program in St. Lucia, an increase of over 5% in small ruminant production in Dominica, expansion of acres of agricultural land lease program, and the launch of a new $7.5 million tissue lab facility in Barbados, adoption of a suite of sanitary and phytosanitary legislation in Barbados, and the private sector support for a major model cattle farm in Trinidad and Tobago. In addition to this, the government of Suriname has announced 75,000 hectares of land. They have made 75,000 hectares of land available for large-scale agricultural production, especially in grains. Guyana is the CARICOM lead on agriculture and food and nutrition security. Guyana has been providing leadership in driving the 25 by 2025 goal. Given our agricultural resources, both natural and human, whatever we do will be impactful in meeting the region's food and nutrition security objectives. Guyana continues to be proactive in leading the way by implementing several transformative projects that seeks to rapidly increase production in priority commodities. As of the first half of 2023, Guyana has cultivated over 3,000 acres of soybeans and over 1,200 acres of corn. We are committed to ensuring that by the end of 2026, we will have 50,000 acres of land cultivated in corn and soya. This is co-investment between the developers and the government. When this project is fully matured by 2026, it will be one of the largest agricultural investments in the region, with over $40 million invested in the development of corn and soybeans. Coconut production is expected to increase by over 200%, from 30,000 metric tons in 2020 to over 100,000 metric tons in 2025. There have been over 5,000 newly established acres of coconut cultivated from 2021 to June 2023, with 10 new coconut nurseries being established from 2020 to 2022. Interestingly and importantly, these nurseries will also serve the need of CARICOM. Our increased coconut seedling production capacity to 208,000 annually. The production of high-value crops such as carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower, among others, is being promoted with the establishment of shade houses by farmers across the country. In 2022, there were 120 shade houses. Under the Agriculture Innovation Entrepreneurship Program, over 300 shade houses will be constructed and used to cultivate the targeted high-value crops. These shade houses and this program has led to promising results from the cultivation of a small batch of wheat variety. Wheat production trials have been expanded at 2 locations across Guyana, and the success of these trials can lead to large-scale production of wheat in Guyana. There has been a resuscitation of the cocoa and coffee industry, with coffee plants and cocoa plants distributed in the hinterland areas. The production of coffee and cocoa is expected to increase significantly. Rice continues to be the main staple in Guyana and many CARICOM countries. Increased productivity is being achieved through research and development into new strains. The introduction of the GRDB 16 variety in 2020 is one such example. Research as well is ongoing on a biofortified zinc rice variety. Additionally, the seed paddy program of the Guyana Rice Development Board was strengthened with a production of approximately 31,500 bags of high quality seed. Rice production is expected to increase by 12% from about 560,000 metric tons in 2021 to more than 625 metric tons in 2023. In the livestock industry, meat production is expected to increase by 43% from more than 47,000 metric tons in 2020 to more than 67,000 metric tons in 2023, while it is projected to grow by 50% in 2025. Through collaboration with Barbados, Guyana aims to increase its mutton production with the Mahaica-Berbice administrative region poised to become the livestock capital of CARICOM. As part of this program, 1,000 black-belly sheep are being supplied by the government of Barbados, while 473 have been received thus far, and the third shipment is expected shortly. Additionally, 13,000 acres of pastures have been developed for cattle farmers for the advancement of the livestock industry, and the construction of porcine and bovine abattoirs to the national standard is ongoing. Increasing dairy production is being pursued through the construction of 2 dairy processing facilities. These 2 facilities, when completed, would see an investment of more than $30 million in dairy production and dairy facility. With respect to the poultry sector, Guyana has already achieved self-sufficiency. Notably, in 2023, budgetary allocations were made for the construction of a broiler breeding facility to enable Guyana to undertake the production of hatching eggs, thereby reducing dependence on importation for this critical input for the poultry sector. As the government of Guyana seeks to diversify the current meat output, there are now co-investment opportunities in areas such as sausage plant, a protein plant for aquaculture, and a chicken nugget facility to meet local and regional demand. In addition to this, we have thus launched a new program that will see 2,000 acres of land dedicated to the production of black-eyed peas and red beans. This would be an investment of more than $5 million. Guyana continues to make major strides in the fisheries sector with the implementation of various initiatives aimed to expand productivity. Some more than $2 million have been invested in aquaculture development, with 83 ponds constructed and 37 farmers benefiting from pond rehabilitation and improvement of drainage and irrigation facilities. Brackish water shrimp production has increased by almost 500%. The production of prawns and the lucrative marine culture cage project are also expected to further boost the Guyana aquaculture sector. An amount of $173 million Guyana dollars was allocated in 2023 for the Skeldon Shrimp project. And we are also launching a major marine cage project in our vast waterways. The aquaculture industry will be significantly expanded, with another 50 cages being facilitated from China. The Caribbean Week of Agriculture is therefore an important forum for us to review not only our success, but to look towards the future. We are committed to lead, and lead as a good example. As a region, much more needs to be done. But we are committed to doing this. We are committed to ensuring that Vision 25 by 2025 is fully realized. Vision 25 by 2025 represents a tipping point for the Caribbean. Failure must not be contemplated. We must persevere. Paralysis of action will be fatal. There is much more work to be done. I urge our agricultural experts to formulate implementable actions on issues such as resilient food production system, trade solutions, online platforms, facilitating financial flows, blockchain application, transportation solutions, new agribusiness opportunity, youth and women involvement, marketplace and product development, secure innovative funding, agri-food investment opportunity. These are some of the things that you must contemplate during the course of this week. I take this opportunity to remind all that Agri-Investment Forum and Expo 2023 will be held in Guyana from October the 20th to the 22nd under the theme Accelerating Investment in Vision 2025 by 2025. Following on the heels of two previous investment forums, the inaugural regional event that was held in May of 2022, followed by the second, which was held in Trinidad and Tobago in August of that very year. This third Agri-Investment Forum and Expo is aimed at attracting investment in the key areas of agriculture and food production. As we commence Caribbean Week of Agriculture 2023, let us hold fast to the vision of the 25 by 2025 program and all that it promises. Let us refocus our efforts. Let us recommit to collaborating even stronger in the process. And may CWA 2023 deliver with resounding success its goals of presenting to stakeholders new and emerging opportunities in the region. I thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Irfan Ali. Failure is not an option. Definitely not an option for the region. Thank you very much for highlighting the significant progress that has been made, expressing the political will and the capacity of the region to be able to achieve its goals, and for giving us useful advice that we will have to put into play. Thank you very much. Now we move on to the last agenda item, which is the launch of the CAA website. On the 9th, from the 9th through to the 13th of October, the CAA conference will be taking place, the trade show. They will have a business-to-business session. We're inviting everyone to visit the website and to register through the website to be able to participate on the seminars and at the trade show. Thank you. Now we open the floor for any questions and answers. Questions, sorry, and we will give the answers. So if there are any questions, please raise your hands. If there is none, then we will close the launch and we will begin Caribbean Week of Agriculture. So we encourage everyone to register, to reach out if you encounter any challenges, and we will see you all soon on the 9th to the 13th of October in the Bahamas. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.